So this is New Lisbon, and apparently yesterday part of the spillway broke on our dam here in town, and that's the only spot water is flowing over. Is where it broke, and basically this is all flowage here in the background, and everything's kind of retracted back to its the original riverbanks. So that should be kind of interesting to look at. I've never seen the water this low on the flowage. This is the Lemonweir River here in New Lisbon, Wisconsin. One city worker over there. They don't have anything that says I can't walk over the dam, so I'm going to. Here's the one spot it's flowing out of. And it's probably sucking all our good fish out of here. You know, I just bought a boat last fall, that figures. Yeah, you can come down here, sit on the bit on this bench. Look at all the muck. Yeah, interesting. I have never seen it. That's my fingers. Come on. But yeah, I've never seen it onto the main channel like this before. Now, on this island over here, if you're an adventurous treasure hunter, my great uncle, who passed away 8 years ago at 102, he said that they used to show films on this little island here, and it must have been like a big treat on a Saturday night. But anyway, the boat that was ferrying people across, because apparently there was no bridge at the time, capsized. So there's probably a bunch of silver dimes and quarters out here somewhere. Whereabouts on this island that happened, I have no idea. And I would imagine you'd probably sink into about, oh, I don't know, a good 3 or 4 feet of muck if you're to venture out there right now. But I think the geese and the wood ducks are kind of confused this morning. It's a little bit different scenery than they're used to. I guess if you lost a fishing lure on this tree, you can come get it today if you want. There's a bobber. I've seen like 3 or 4 cops going through here this morning. So this must be exciting shit. But yeah, there's usually a dock here. In the summer, I've fished off a bunch. Actually, one of the biggest walleyes I ever caught was right up here. No, actually, I just talked to another cop up in a pickup. And didn't have a whole lot of information as far as when they're going to fix it. But I would imagine it might be a kind of a specialized part. Apparently it was an I-beam or something on the spillway that broke. That much information I did get. But yeah, here's our boat landing. You know, I went to high school with internet guru Mark Andreessen, and you know, he's a billionaire. He did a little bit better for himself than I did financially. although I do have a lot more hair. But I don't know if this is apocryphal, but apparently he said one time when he was on the verge of becoming a billionaire what he was going to do, and he talked about, mentioned jokingly I guess, about draining the pond in New Lisbon and pushing the whole city into it, which that might be harsh, I don't know. But I will take, if Mark's out there, I will take $12 million for my house. If you should wish to buy it, you can put it in here. I think that's a fair market price. And yeah, don't know if he actually said that. Don't sue me, Mark. You know, we talked about cleaning this up for years. Now would be the time, but I would imagine they'll have that repair fixed before it ever dry out enough to clean up. But I've got a couple decent northern off this bridge here. So probably won't be catching any northern for a while. So I kind of zoomed this in on the main channel, or yeah, the main channel of the Lemonweir here. The property I'm standing on, well, actually belongs to the city now, but it did belong to the Berkmans and the Jones family. And on the other side of that fence, if you've seen any of my other videos, that's where the pond is, and our garden. And apparently, when they put the dam in, my friend Jim Jones, he found this out last year, that his grandparents, who were Berkmans, they ended up taking the city of New Lisbon, I believe, to the Wisconsin Supreme Court, because they lost, when they put in the dam, they had this was, you know, farmland at one time, and they lost a ton of property because of the dam, because, you know, it filled in and with water, and essentially it's no longer theirs. And apparently the city had said, oh no, they didn't lose, you know, hardly anything. Well, geez, you know, it's probably, I would say those geese that are in front of me are probably, they're along the channel. I don't know if you can see them or not, but they got to be at least 200 yards out. So they actually did lose a considerable amount of land. And right, you know, right here's the shoreline, you know, right in front of me. So, and I believe they won. The Berkmans won. So, government will always try to screw you over, apparently. Yeah, they lost quite a bit of farmland. My friend Jim, he's told me that I don't remember if it was his grandma or his great grandma remembers when Ho-Chunk people would come down the river, and I believe they'd had like a spring camp here along the banks, and they were always friendly with the Indians. So, but I'd love to go out there and look for relics, but yeah, you'd sink in about 6 feet. But I imagine they probably camped on that bank for, who knows, hundreds of years maybe. It's probably their annual tradition. So, on to the last part of this journey. I want to see if it affected the pond at all over my buddy's properties. Stand by. It doesn't appear to have affected the water level on the pond, which is good. There's a flowage. Which I guess doesn't surprise me a whole lot. I think this is mostly spring fed here. Interesting. I know there was a culvert that's washed out along this bank over here, but I believe it's fairly, where it was fairly high, so shouldn't be any concern about the water running out of there. Although in the summertime, if you do get considerable amount of rain, this will fill up like a bowl, but it will drain out when the river kind of drains out. So, yeah. I guess that's interesting, at least to me. So, thought I'd check it out. Probably won't see this again. And hopefully it fills back up. It's been such a mild winter that you're not getting a lot of spring melt off from north of here. So actually, this is probably the most snowy it's been. Has been in April. So anyway, that's all for now. Thanks.